December 26th, Sunday. Surprisingly, the phone in the room is ringing. When was the last time a call came on the landline instead of my cell phone? That's right. My cell phone's been off for 2 days. 11 o'clock? The shorthand on the bedside clock is pointing at an hour from the usual time I wake up. I didn't notice because the curtains were closed. No, they're always like that. I'm just making excuses. Wait, hey, your legs! Removing the soft calf around my leg, I sluggishly crawl out of bed. Is it because we're sleeping together? My body is flushed to the point that the cold air outside of the bed feels nice. Perhaps because she was deprived of her personal heater. The other sleepyhead squirmed around for a while, but soon pulled the blanket over herself and fell soundly asleep. That reminds me, what time did I stay up until last night? Or rather, till what time did I sleep with Chiaki? What's wrong?
What do you mean, what's wrong? Just what have you been doing all this time?
I took the telephone and shut myself inside the bathroom, so as not to wake up Chiaki. The moment I placed the receiver on my ear, what came flying over was Takiya's angry voice. It's quite predictable from the caller ID and the current situation. What do you mean, what have I been doing? I've been at home the entire time, you know?
I couldn't reach you on your cell phone, and I've been calling this number numerous times since this morning.
Really? Sorry, I guess I was sleeping like a log.
Seriously, I find it rather hard to believe that you'd be so dead asleep you couldn't hear the ringing.
You'd probably be right. I can't believe it myself. Usually, I would have broken from my slumber to answer a call immediately and without fail. When in the middle of the night, or if I'd been forced to stay up all night.
Did something really happen to you?
What are you implying? Is it because my mind isn't as strained as it usually is? Or is it because both my body and soul are well rested, like Chiaki said?
Don't play dumb with me. Of course I'm talking about what happened with Setsuna-chan.
Perhaps I've already fallen into depravity.
You two met, right? You made a promise with Setsuna-chan to meet on Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. I feel like those turbulent times are already things of the past. It's not that my feelings have shifted. It just feels like I'm no longer connected to that timeline. Like I'm living in a completely different age. Wait, did he worldline hop? I guess in a visual novel, that kinda is how he kind of did. He used to be on the Koharu world line, now he's on the Izumi world line.
You two even checked into the hotel, right? You two were together until morning, right?
Who can say?
What do you mean, who can say? You.
The first thing that should have come out of my mouth in response to all this, you got me real good, Takiya. How I wish I could have said that while either being truly angry or while attempting to hide my embarrassment. Either response would have been appropriate, but I made a mistake.
The truth is, Io contacted Setsuna-chan yesterday.
See? So she managed to contact her. So she managed to properly talk to her. That's good to know. I'm amazed that I can even feel relieved over the mere fact that they've managed to contact her and forget my own situation.
All she said was, it's nothing. Nothing happened. Hey, Haruki, did something really happen between you two? Did I end up trying to meddle with you two unnecessarily?
That's not it at all, Takia. I wouldn't hold a grudge against friends who worry about me, even now. No way. It's just like Setsuna said. Simply, nothing happened.
In other words, nothing's changed? Still the same as before?
Yeah.
Well, it's fine if there's no progress between you two, but nothing's broken either, right?
Yeah, that's right. Same as before. Nothing has changed.
Hey, Haruki, can we really not meet up right now?
Huh?
Talking to you, it feels like you're quite down. You sure you're eating and sleeping properly?
I'm fine. I made lots of curry, and besides, I've been sleeping up until now.
I can't feel at ease until I see you face to face. Can I come over right now?
Right now, I open the bathroom door slightly and look into the dimly lit room. The only thing I see is one long white thigh. Her sleeping posture is quite unsightly when she's alone.
Alright, how about I buy some things on the way over? Let's do hot pot again. I'll call you too.
No, don't come.
Haruki?
I'm going on a ski trip with my seminar colleagues tonight. There won't be anyone home after evening. That lie came out of my mouth on impulse.
A ski trip? This is the first time I've heard about this, you know?
Of course, it's the first time I brought it up. They suddenly decided last week. Upon seeing the dangling feet and ruffling of the blanket, before I knew it, I lied again.
That's way too rushed. You expect me to believe that?
They decided a while ago, but I only just found about the year-end party last week. I do feel like I'm pushing it, but I can no longer do anything other than continue with my patched-up lie. That's why you won't be able to call me for a while. It's a lodge located deep in the mountains, and I'll be skiing from dawn till dusk.
There's a limit, Haruki. Even you wouldn't believe that.
I'm not doing this for anyone's sake. I just want to protect this little place I want to be the most. Sorry, Takia. I need to head out now. I'm hanging up.
Hey, didn't you just say you're going out in the evening?
Sorry. I understand that the lie I just made was completely and utterly absurd. Even so, I've always been a horrible liar, even since back then.
The owner of this number is not answering. Please leave a message after the beep.
After setting the answering machine, I'm now isolated from the rest of the world. My cell phone is also turned off. No one can catch me now. As long as I don't leave my apartment, that is.
Who called?
Did I wake you up? Sorry.
Who cares about that? It's your place after all.
It's from the newspaper company. I get those sale calls a lot.
Oh,
Yep,
waking up already?
you're still sleepy anyway, right?
I guess.
I'm starting to get cold after taking that call in these clothes.
If that's the case, come here.
You don't have to tell me. That's my bed.
Huh? You're right. So cold.
Of course it is. It's winter.
That's why I told you to turn on the heater.
There's no need to.
What?
It's warm here. This is all I need. What? Did I say something strange?
I'll be here to warm you up, Haruki.
Please do so. I'm really sorry, Takia. But I'm alright. You don't have to be so worried about me. I'll be able to cheer up somehow by staying like this. Because, much like Setsuna said, and much like what I said, nothing has changed between the two of us up until now. After all, it's been long over between us. December 28th, Tuesday.
Haruki, your meal is ready.
You're too loud. Chiaki's loud voice echoes across my apartment, which is so small one could easily detect the faintest whisper. Even just her voice during those times is probably already a bother to the neighbor. I don't know what to do with her. Chiaki?
Chiaki-chan's never cooked before in her life. I worked so hard for you, and that's the response she gets?
You just heated the curry and stirred it.
That's not all I did. I worried there wouldn't be enough, so I dumped in a lot of things. It was hard getting the flavor in right, you know?
We haven't left my apartment for the 4th day in a row, dumping whatever leftover stuff we had from the fridge and cupboard into the curry that's practically become a soup. We've been living off of a food that's completely lost its original flavor. What did you add this time?
Canned food, there's yakitori, miso mackerel, tuna. And I did add in some canned pineapples, along with the syrup. Pineapple goes well with curry after all. I know that because I read it before in a manga.
Then let's see you try some, Chiaki.
Alright then.
Here, she most likely thought I'd get embarrassed. I offhandedly stuff a spoonful into her widely opened mouth that's waiting to be fed.
What?
Specifically picking out the tuna and pineapple.
This rice is great.
I think it's about time we go shopping. We're seriously running low on food supplies. There's no way 2 people can live off of only rice, pasta, and seasoning for days. For now, I don't think about exactly how many days that is, or even what Chiaki is thinking, or what I hope for.
You're trying to do work again? Don't think about useless things until you're completely healed.
But my strict doctor won't even allow me that amount of labor. It's also about time I resume my part-time jobs. Mari-san and everyone at the editing department, Sato, Nakagawa-san, Sugiura, and everyone at Goodies. It feels like I haven't seen them in a long time. I wonder if they're all doing okay. What a joke. The one that's not okay right now is obviously me. My stamina has probably dropped unbelievably low. Maybe I'll even have trouble walking outside. I'll take it slow and try going out starting tomorrow. It's about time I got back into my daily rhythm.
Are you running out of money?
I have enough to get over New Year's.
Do you have any part-time work that you can't skip out on?
None before the end of the year.
Then there's no problem. If it's just New Year's Eve soba, I can treat you to that. Let's take it easy for a bit longer.
Soba and nothing else?
Well, you can't expect me to prepare osuchi.
Is she planning to keep me linger here in this room all the way through New Year's? Anyway, we need to go out and buy some food. Or do you want to eat pasta with salt and pepper?
We don't necessarily have to go out. If it's just groceries, we can get them delivered.
What do you mean?
Oh, speak of the devil. Hold on, I'm coming.
Stop. I can get the door. It's not that I'm blaming her for treating my place as if it was her own. It's just that she's about to go out the front door while completely forgetting that she's in her underwear. That her laundered skirt is still drying.
Here you go, soba. Then does hide a beef for both shabu shabu or just plain steak, salmon, cod roe, and an assortment of side dishes. I thought about nutritional balance, so I did order some vegetables, you know. Asparagus, corn, potatoes, and carrots.
Wow.
The rest are luxury goods, beer and an assorted pack of chuhi. Let's have some drinks later, Haruki.
How? It took all my effort to squeeze out that question. Having such an absurd amount of groceries delivered to my apartment that I'm not sure it would all fit in my fridge, even if it had been thoroughly cleaned out, has left me at a loss for words.
Heh, don't underestimate the holiday season. I just borrowed some gift coupons from home is all.
And I'm at an even bigger loss for words after hearing her reply.
My mother gets a lot of these since she teaches at a private school. Some of these expire every now and then since she forgets to use them. So I'm just being efficient, see?
Could she actually be better than me at living independently, despite how sloppy she is?
Okay, I think these will be enough to survive through the winter vacation. Oh, should I order some osechi too? I still have some coupons left.
I give up. I raise both my hands, completely yielding to Chiaki. There's nothing I can do if she's going to this extent. How much further into decadence do I need to sink before she's satisfied?
Oh, these are up too? Great! They're finally here!
Chiaki has thrown every part of my life into disarray, from my schedule and my habits to my standards. She's spoiled me to the point where I'm unable to adapt back to society, accepting everything of me and isolating me from any form of negative stimuli. It's like I'm drowning in a substance reminiscent of bodily fluids, a lukewarm liquid near body temperature and sensation. And the sensation is slowly but surely eroding my mind. I don't know how things will be like after a few days, but I can at least say this with confidence. With the way I am now, it'll take me at least a few days to actually get back to living out my life without Chiaki.
Haruki! What do you think? Does it look good on me? It was about time that I felt like I needed more clothes, so I ordered these on the internet. Just so you know, I bought these with my allowance.
Chiaki holds up her newly delivered clothes in front of her chest for me to see.
Actually, these come from a pretty nice shop, though I suppose that also means that my card's credit limit is in a tight spot.
Are you stupid? I'm the only person she's showing them to. And behind closed doors at that. What are you even thinking, wanting to dress up in front of me in such a decadent, polluted place like this? And besides, those are... Hey, Haruki? What is it now? Chiaki takes off her camisole in front of me and throws it on the floor. She was never wearing a bra to begin with.
Won't you put them on for me?
She slides the last piece of her clothing down, using her 2 thumbs.
One by one, with love, okay?
Saying that, she once again holds the camisole in front of her chest. Inside the box are other items made of high-quality materials and impeccable design. There's a garter belt and stockings. There's also a bra and panties. It's all underwear. There, it's done. For the panties, I think I acted quite embarrassed, even for myself. Several times I put my fingers in and opened it, but when it came down to actually putting it on, for some reason, I didn't pay attention and messed up which leg goes in which opening, which made Chiaki cackle. For the bra, it was a bit easier once I got it around her back. Besides, if it's just helping with fastening the hooks behind her back, that's not too unbelievable in a situation to find myself in.
Thanks. Now, the stockings are next, huh?
Chiaki, but from here on out, there's no room for excuses. This isn't something you'd normally do in a relationship. Just by having our bodies piled together doesn't let this relationship progress.
Don't scratch it with your nails, okay? I just bought them.
Chiaki stretches her legs out in front of me. Her toes are gripped tightly, like when she was doing it with me. Hey, by the way...
Hurry up, Haruki.
Well, despite how many times I hesitate, in the end, I get swallowed up by the mood. I slip Chiaki's legs into the stockings. It's like I'm yielding to it in a way and admiring it. I can't tell whether I'm losing or winning in terms of this relationship. But no matter how many times I feel Chiaki's legs, as always, they're fair and soft. As the stitches of the stocking stretch out to cover her legs, I receive some sensation from both my hands that circulates its way through my entire body as a craving. When the white of her right leg is covered up to her thighs, she places her concealed feet on my shoulders. Hey! On top of that, she tickles my ears with the tips of her toes, like she's trying to tease me.
Now for the left.
I know. Now, without responding to Chiaki's provocation, I take up another piece of footwear and pass the nails of her left foot through it. Somehow, I feel like Chiaki's breathing has also gotten a little heavier. The foot in front of my eyes, wrapped in nylon, trembles and sways. Lift your legs some more? Even though it isn't looter than what we normally do, it feels naughtier than usual. Whereas there wasn't any buildup before. Discomfort rapidly grows from the inside of my pants. It's done.
Okay then. Next is the garter belt.
Stand up. With both arms, I take the two legs resting on my shoulders and let them down onto the floor. A different feeling from usual glides its way across my skin, changing my nervousness into expectation. Next is the garter belt. It wraps around Chiaki's waist as though to hide panties, and the belt links with the stockings. The pattern of the lace digs into Chiaki's thighs. Tightly fastened, she looks even more uncomfortable than usual. But right now, for Chiaki, it looks like she's taking that tightening sensation as pleasure. Lift your arms up.
Wait.
Lastly, the camisole. The length only goes down to around the hips. It's an underwear type. One can tell since it doesn't hide the panties. Plus, it's sheer, so the bra and panties are entirely visible. So, in the end, it doesn't really matter if it covers anything. What the heck do you mean by clothes? You little... All of this is just underwear. Alright, done. Are you satisfied now?
Haruki?
In the end, the anger at seeing the ridiculousness in front of me, along with a variety of other fierce emotions, stirs me up, making me the one to go first. So, now what? Do you want me to say something like, it really suits you, or you're pretty?
Guess so. If you say something like that, might even get an orgasm.
But when I vent those fierce emotions a little, Chiaki conversely responds as though she's feeling good. What do you want? If you don't tell me, I won't know.
Haruki.
Her intense breathing back from when I was putting the underwear on her becomes even more rough as she leans on me. Chiaki, say it.
Even though you already know?
Know what? As I reply bluntly, there was no relaxation in the strength of my arms in which embraced Chiaki. Besides, she surely realized what it is that she feels pressed up against her stomach.
Just do it as we are?
And things go pretty much how you would expect. December 30th, Thursday. So cold. I'm always in this dark room lately, waking up to the cold without an inkling of the time. When I look at the bedside clock with sleepy eyes, I see that it's 9 o'clock. There's a small ray of light coming in through the curtains, so it must be morning. Hey, I said it's cold. This is something that's happened a few times in the past few days. And it's all because of a certain someone with bad sleeping habits pulling the blanket away when we're sleeping. Moreover, since we're practically sleeping naked, the parts of our bodies not touching each other turn freezing cold. There are times when I think, what if I realize too late, and shudder at the consequences? Hey, give me my blanket back, Chiaki. There are 3 ways to deal with this kind of situation. I could take the more forceful approach as my first option, and take back the blanket from the insolent little thief and retaliate by kicking her hard. Then I have the alternative of snuggling the haughty usurper with my freezing body, giving her an immediate taste of the suffering I had to go through. A choice that would be quite petty, if slightly sweet and spoiled of me. And another option would be to simply be honest with my own desires, to kick her, snuggle up to her, and passionately punish that plunderer's body as she wakes up. Hey, Chiaki! Chiaki! As I ponder about these silly things, I feel to my right and seek the usual soft, warm skin. However, I've made 2 miscalculations. The first is that the blanket wasn't pulled away from me. It's covering my body properly. The other is that my usual heater is gone. The one beside me that warms me up with her soft skin. Chiaki? She's not in the bed. That's why it's cold. Chiaki? She's not in my apartment. That's why I... doesn't even take 10 seconds to search for a person in this apartment of mine. I open all the doors. It only takes a little time to confirm that she isn't here. Huh? But I took almost 10 times as long to realize the fact that Chiaki's not here right now. When I open the curtains, despite it being cloudy, I squint my eyes at the brightness of the sky, which I haven't seen in a while. Unable to grasp the scenery that suddenly comes into view, I stagger slightly. I force my head up quite pathetically and slowly look around the brightened room. The clothes are supposed to be here. The ones she stripped and tossed aside, that I folded neatly and placed beside the pillows while I complained. The underwear is supposed to be here. The ones I had washed and hung out to dry while I scolded her for not caring. And the coat that was put away in the closet ever since she came here. That's one out of 3. Or, to be more precise, 1/2 out of 3. Her coat is gone. Her spare clothes are gone. Her underwear, only one set is gone. Next, I checked her bag. Her huge luggage packed with all sorts of stuff, including the silly Santa outfit, spare clothes, and an economy-sized box of condoms, is still sitting in its usual place in the corner of the room. 1.5 out of 3 this time. The bag is obviously there, but the pouch containing her valuables is missing, and I'm not sure whether it's a good or bad thing, but she left her cell phone behind. What conclusions can I draw from all of the above? At the very least, Chiaki isn't here right now. Then, where exactly did she go? If you think about it normally, she should be close by. It's probably just a short outing to the convenience store. At any rate, it seems she only took some cash and her credit card. The clothes and luggage she brought here are still scattered around the room, as if to emphasize that she's having her way here. Even her cell phone, an essential item, is here. There's no way she's not returning. I plop down in the middle of the room and breathe out a huge sigh of relief. But once I feel relieved, irrational anger and the urge to grumble and lecture her start to well up inside. Why did you go out without telling me? Don't you know the importance of communication? It'll be very worrisome if you're still like this when you head out into society after graduation. Things like that. How can I corner her in the most nasty way? What kind of punishment will make her will she be able to endure? As these evil thoughts surface one after the other, my heart is finally able to calm down. It's foolish to ask myself the question, why am I so relieved at this stage? Isn't it obvious that I'd be relieved? The long needle on the clock finally pointed up. It really felt like ages. How many 100 times did I glance at the clock during this time? The sky is still cloudy, and the temperature in the room is still low. But I remain sitting on the floor with a blanket over my shoulders, looking like I did when I woke up. If you think about it normally, she should be close by. It's probably just a short outing to the convenience store. Who was the idiot who came up with that nonsense? I know all too well in my mind that there's no reason for me to open all the doors within my apartment. Despite that, I can't help but want to confirm that no one's here. I know all too well that the one place I have to check is outside the front door. Even so, I can't open that door. Just think about it for a minute. Chances are low that I'll be able to find her even if I go search outside. There's a much higher possibility that we'll end up missing each other. If that happens, she won't be able to come back because there's no way I'm heading out without locking the door. I should have given her a key. No, actually, she should have taken her cell phone. Just, what am I even thinking? I'm such an idiot. That's right. She'll obviously come back. So, what am I even worried about? But this is Chiaki I'm talking about. I just can't tell how she feels at all. There's no way she'll just never return after leaving even her cell phone behind, right? And isn't that why I can't get in touch with her right now? Is that not why I have absolutely no idea where she is right now, or even where she plans to go?
What do you want? I thought I told you not to contact me before the end of the year. I'm currently in the middle of a great, passionate love, so don't bother me?
Even if you say that, I can't start preparations unless we decide on a date. And I need to secure a venue soon, too. For now, I think sometime during the last week of February should be fine. Can you make it in time? It means you'll have to write the script in 2 weeks.
But that means I'll need to get it mostly done by the end of winter vacation.
It'll be spring if we miss that time frame. Besides, it's all because you're so adamant about writing it to be a winter story that our schedule's like this.
Okay, I get it. You can get really annoying, huh, President?
My stomach's hurting again.
To be honest, I can get the script done if I have just 3 days, so don't interfere with my life right now. I'm really devoted at the moment.
Are you still contending with those lessons of yours?
Yep, they're the real deal. Every day's so refreshing and interesting, intense and precious. I feel like I'm really in love. Hey, can you even imagine how much it hurts the first time?
I can't say that I can. I'm a guy after all. Then again, my own first time hurt in a different way, 'cause it was a total failure.
So, it was kind of like a burning metal rod being pushed into my vagina, and then a splitting pain, as if my crotch was being torn apart, coupled with a numbing ache that reached all the way to my uterus. But, you know, after doing it lots and lots of times and gradually getting used to it, I can't even begin to tell you how great it feels. Seriously, he's the best. He ravages me when we're doing it, but sleeps like a child in my arms when it's over. His big body curls up, his face looks like it's on the verge of tears, and he starts shivering like he's all lonely. Gosh, he's just so adorable.
All right.
He's teaching me the joys of being a woman and a mother. I seriously can't get enough of him. I probably wouldn't even mind having his baby. Oh wow, this is amazing. A woman's lines are just flowing out of my mouth effortlessly. I finally have a sense of realism. What it truly means to become a woman. I feel like I've gotten another big inspiration.
Well, isn't that great?
I feel like I'll be able to enact all of the heroines up until now much better, whether it's a woman tossed about by love or a woman who goes mad for it.
Well, our princess' only weakness is having no interest in guys. I didn't think you'd be so into it, though.
I'm absorbing knowledge with great interest right now. In that simple world with just him and me, he's not just giving me inspiration, but also helping me gain lots of experience, knowledge, and instinct. I'm really glad I met a guy like him.
I feel sorry for him.
Even though he's being loved so much, I'd say he's lucky, is he not? Sorry. I need to hang up now. I have to get back to his apartment.
Hey, hold on. I'm not done talking yet.
Nope. What are you going to do if he finds out I'm gone and starts crying?
You'll be going back soon anyway, so I don't think there's a problem.
It'll be troublesome for me if he ends up crying, you know. I'll be sad and happy, and then I won't be able to control myself.
I'll end up wanting to love him even more.
And our princess can easily betray a guy she loves that much,
I'm not betraying him. I truly love him from the bottom of my heart. It's just that everything comes to an end once the curtains fall.
I believe I'm the person who acknowledges you the most, and I respect your sincerity and enthusiasm towards theater. But, to be honest, that part of you is scary.
Good to know.
Studying, playing, working, and even giving your body and heart to a guy, them all as lessons for your acting. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve your art, and I can tell you're willing to stake everything on it. Just don't do anything that'll come back and bite you, alright?
You're such a downer, President. Did you forget that I'm going back to him right now? I need to stay cheerful, you know?
Sorry. Well, give him my regards, too.
Come back to bite me, huh?
Wait for me, Haruki. I'll be back soon. I'll warm you up plenty today, so right?
So cold. The bedside clock shows that it's almost 11 o'clock. I don't know if the sky is clear outside. After all, night has returned to my apartment. I couldn't stand to stare at the bright city scenery. Hey, I said I'm cold. That's why the only thing I am sure of right now is that the room is still cold. Even with a blanket wrapped around me, the cold air still reaches every part of my body. It's cold to the point where I can't stop trembling. I rub my shoulders. I hug my knees. My teeth are chattering. That's odd, though. I was supposed to have finally turned on the heater 30 minutes ago because I couldn't stand the cold. But something still feels off. My body's drenched in sweat. Cold sweat that feels like it could freeze over. I ultimately find even the act of sitting down tiresome and slump onto the floor. I don't have a fever. It's the opposite. My body temperature is dangerously low. It may look like my body's not feeling well, But the reality is the problem lies elsewhere. That idiot! Just what is she doing? Suddenly disappearing after cornering me into this situation? Just what is she thinking? She was the one who forcefully admitted me into a hospital. My very own apartment, that is. And she was the one who constantly nursed me. But the moment I woke up this morning, my exclusive nurse was gone. Pressing the call button won't connect me to the nurse's station either. For a nurse who declared outright that she'd look after me, she cast me aside even before the end of my rehabilitation. Chiaki! No, I'm wrong, aren't I? You'll be back, right? She's just gone for 2 hours. What am I freaking out about? I can't believe myself. How many times do I have to repeat myself? No one would ever disappear, leaving behind their clothes and a cell phone. But she's not the type of person to be bound by clothes or valuables. She's the type of person to say something like, "I'll go get them someday, so leave them there for now." And it wouldn't be surprising at all. You'll come back, right? Please, Chiaki, don't leave me like this. At this rate, I'll remember again what happened 3 years ago. I won't be able to sleep again. I'll end up remembering that time when I was not the victim but the offender. Setsu. Nah. Was this what you had to endure? Why? Huh?
I'm home. Haruki, are you still sleeping? If you're asleep, say, "Lovely Chiaki-chan." There, you good little boy. Well then, let me warm you up right now. What?
She screamed because she unknowingly tripped over a big object which was laying on the ground. Haruki? Yo, I reply softly with my back to her.
Oh, you're up?
You know, it's already 11 o'clock. Just how lazy do you think I am?
Sorry, I went to the convenience store for a bit. I wanted to transfer some money to my online shopping account too.
Ah, I see. This is a completely expected development.
And then I noticed a lot of new magazines on the stands that had come out since I last checked and ended up standing there reading them.
You could have at least bought one. Don't you feel bad for the store?
Even if you say that, the same goes for my balance. See, I'm already broke from trying to seduce you, Haruki.
Don't put the blame on me. If you consider Chiaki's behavior pattern, it's the expected flow of events with a greater than 95% chance of happening.
Well then, since you're up, let's have breakfast together. Haruki, which do you want? Tuna or salmon onigiri?
I don't want any.
You had such an intense workout last night, too. You won't last tonight if you don't eat something, you know.
I'm not hungry. I'm going to sleep a bit more.
Then I'll go back to sleep, too.
Just eat your breakfast. If you're bored, why don't you go out again?
Haruki?
In the end, without even turning to face Chiaki once, I slip into the bed and cover myself with the blanket, shutting her out. I'm just doing the natural thing in response to Chiaki's natural actions.
What's wrong? Do you not feel well?
I'm perfectly fine. However, it seems like Chiaki doesn't think that way. and is perplexed by my behavior.
Why do I feel like you're colder to me than usual?
Well, sorry for being cold. I was born this way.
Even though you're always that persistent once you're turned on?
Good night.
Hey, hold on, Haruki. Tell me what's wrong.
As if confused, she shakes me back and forth as I continue to hide under the blanket. Noisy, irritating, bothersome. Just leave me alone already. I told you that it's nothing, didn't I? If you're going to get involved with me so half-heartedly, then just stop it.
Come on. Why are you sulking? Hey, Haruki.
Don't look!
Uh,
With all my strength, I shake off Chiaki as she closes in on my back. But in that instant, Chiaki finally saw my face.
Haruki.
In a hurry, I pull the blanket over my head again and break contact with Chiaki. I seclude myself away in complete darkness, not just from Chiaki, but also the entire outside world. Because if I don't do that, I can't wipe away my tears.
Sorry.
You got it all wrong. She saw my face. She peered into my heart. How careless. So careless. Such an unbelievably simple mistake.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Haruki. I lied, didn't I?
It has nothing to do with you. Everything you're saying is off the mark. Stop getting me to talk. My voice will betray me.
I promised to stay by your side all the time, but I still went out.
It's strange not to go out when you have business to take care of. Besides, that promise is ridiculous to begin with.
They say the recovery period is the most dangerous, even for a cold. Even for a cold. I guess I'm really no good. I'm lacking sensitivity in that area.
It's true that you're lacking sensitivity, but stop talking like I'm hurt. So insensitive. Why are you even trying so hard to smooth things over? It's not even that big of a deal. You must have thought so too. After all, isn't that why you left me alone?
Hey, Haruki, let me in there too. It's cold out here.
Chiaki's voice is trembling. I'm not even bothered much by it at all. But she's taking it too seriously, like an idiot. The heater's on. You shouldn't be cold. And so I reply in a completely normal manner. I refuse in the usual manner. But
I wonder what you're talking about.
what do you... For someone who's kept on saying things like, it's cold, turn on the heater, and even, what a cheapskate.
It's so cold. So cold. I'll catch a cold at this rate, you know?
Put on a coat then.
Huh? Did you say something?
And now, instead of putting them on, she starts taking off her clothes.
I'll beg you as long as it takes. Please let me in there.
She strips off her clothes, one by one, making sure to toss each of them into the air.
Let me inside. The only warm place in this room.
How do I know that? Because she's deliberately throwing them on top of the bed. First she throws her shirt, and then her skirt. After that, the pieces that come falling into the bed gradually become lighter and lighter.
Warm me up, Haruki? Lastly, the heaviest thing weighs down on me.
As to envelop my entire body, pretending like she's spoiling me and wanting me to desire it.
Let me embrace you?
She devotes her whole body and soul to do something as insignificant as calming my heart.
Ah,
Someone easily grabs a hold of that desperate hand. I say someone, but there's really only one person here besides Chiaki.
huh?
I drag the captured hand under the blanket. With unimaginable power, the naked Chiaki is taken deep under the blanket in an instant.
Haruki,
Chiaki's whole body is now devoured by the blanket, as if she was captured by an insectivore. Only her leg is left dangling outside, flailing while attempting its last struggle.
Haruki, no, stop. Jeez. Haruki, stop.
If you're going to get so desperate now, you should have just stayed by my side the whole time to begin with, you idiot. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell. Haruki and Izumi did have some intimate time. It's not really cheating, I think, because Haruki and Setsuna are clearly on a break. She pretty clearly rejected him. Though, Haruki does have some abandonment issues. Given his history with his parents and Kazusa, I can see why.